February morning. I'm Sarah Colvin here with Melissa Chartrand, and it is time to talk about the arts. Of course, so many arts and culture activities and things going on, but of course lots of history as well, and that is part of the fabric of Barnstable.
It is, Sarah, very well said, and of course there's no place better to get that history than the Barnstable Historical Society. And I had the good fortune of sitting down with Rich French and Marilyn Fuller, who all of that society is run by volunteers.
Wonderful.
And we chatted. It was around the holiday time where they have a big festival. We talk about that, but we talk about what happens at the facility year-round.
So let's head it and check it out for today's Arts and Culture segment, the Barnstable Historical Society. Good morning.
I'm Melissa Chartrand. I'm here at the Barnstable Historical Society. I'm joined by Rich French and Marilyn Fuller. I am so excited to be here. I have to confess, I have never visited this beautiful, beautiful building. I know, I'm sorry. But you'll continue to talk to me, and let's share with our viewers all about the Historical Society. So much to talk about. We are sitting, fortunately, during the holiday time where we're joined in the fireplace and surrounded by lots of artwork for your holiday festival. I do know the Society is closed January through May, but still so much happens and so much goes on. So let's start first with, what is a Historical Society? And what is this building all about?
You explain the Jones House.
It's named the Jones House. We purchased it from the Warren Jones family, but the history goes back to Sylvana Spinney back in 1834, who ended up building the home, living here, having an office here. And interestingly enough, Sylvana Spinney was an interesting individual, and one of his loves and passions was newspapers, and he founded the Barnstable Patriot newspaper, to which we had a partial exhibit of a lot of their archival material in this past opening season. So we have almost 3 acres of land here.
Really?
And yeah, and it's the nice thing about the Historical Society purchasing the home is that it gives the whole west end of the village a campus feel. We have the Sturgis Library across the street, which is the oldest library, in the country, still operating, and Tales of Cape Cod, which basically was the judiciary, if you will, of Barnstable and the old courthouse. So we have a real campus feel for our property. And we've got, as I say, 3 acres of land, and we have a great potential for expansion and later on. But right now we're in our infancy in this new home. We just purchased it in April. So.
Where were you located prior?
Prior, we were across the street in the Daniel Davis house, which also is a very historic building. So we moved from what was the Treasure Museum, now the Coast Guard Museum, to this location as a permanent final home.
We've been nomads until now.
Yes.
Now we have our own home.
You have your own home.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And being the first historical society in the town, our collection represents all 7 villages.
Right. Very important to note, as you said.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is. And so wonderfully, we now have our own home, and here we will be. And our collection is wonderful. It goes way back to the founding of the town. And we're a wonderful resource and research, along with Sturgis Library, which is the genealogical center of the Cape. So we do a kind of, we have a symbiotic relationship.
Right.
We do things with them. They refer people to us. So it's the perfect spot for us.
Absolutely. Tell me a little bit about some of the collections that are here and what people can see when they come through.
Oh, a very, very important part of our collection centers around the ship's captains from across the town. We had a special exhibit this season, which featured sea captains from every village, and you would be amazed at the number of people, men, who were ship's captains, and the number of wives who stayed home while they went off. We have some wonderful paintings. We have some marvelous research, archives, ships' captains' papers and logs. And then we also have some wonderful furniture and things China brought back in the China trade by the ship's captains. So we have a fair range of things from earliest days to probably the 1930s. However, we are also aiming at this point to open up the collection to wonderful historical things that have happened since 1930 and are happening now.
So you may do that. Those plans are in the works to do
They
that.
are. This is the future. This is we hope to keep history going.
That's right.
History never
Absolutely, it
stops.
doesn't
We're
stop.
all
no.
going to be
Yeah.
part of history, and
Yeah.
so folks today, in today's society, we want them to think, gee, you know, as my legacy, I'd like to have something to have folks remember me by when my grandkids get
Sure.
older, you know. So that's one of the things we're hopeful that people will say, you know, it's not just for stuff that happened back then, because ultimately we're going to be back then. and not yet.
Soon
Not yet, right. Now, as far as the documents and things that you have, as you say, you can make arrangements to come
Yes.
and look through those. And that's year-round because, of course, again, the
Yes.
Society for opening and seeing some of these wonderful collections is May through October,
Yep.
correct? And then, of course, open for the holiday fair
Right,
in
right.
December. And then January through April, you're getting ready and doing that, but people can call to get information and do some research.
Yep.
And we also have updated our website, and now people can check the website, and all of our archived material is listed, and so
Right.
they can see what basically we have, and then if there's something they wish to go into in depth, they can call, make an appointment,
Right.
and come.
And you have a Facebook page as
We
well. If
also
these
have
sea
a-
captains only knew.
Yeah, that's right. and we try.
What
we try to
technology is
take
like
and-
today.
And use the latest, newest technology. We have Constant Contact, where that's our newsletter, if you
Right.
will. But we do Facebook, and we try to stay up with the times. We're not just old stuff.
Old stuff. Well, let's talk a little bit about the old stuff as well, though. And you had mentioned that you had some of the Barnstable Patriot papers on
Yes.
display. So what types of exhibits do we look forward to in the new year that will be coming in? Do you have those in place now for those special exhibits?
We are working on them, and we're working on our programs. We haven't set them all up yet, but we have some wonderful things to happen. Nancy Shoemaker from West Barnstable.
Right, well-known historian
Yes.
of the village. So yes, let's
Is
talk
on our
about
board.
what's been ongoing. Certainly we'll look forward to what's coming up in 2013, but let's talk about the types of programs that you do.
Nancy is hoping to do for us, planning to do for us, the history of the airport, and we'll hold it over at the museum at the airport. And that's one that is going to happen, but we haven't set a date yet.
Sure.
And then Rich knows also some of the other things that they're talking about. We are talking about, but haven't been scheduled yet.
We have a couple of surprises that are going to be
Yes.
quite nice, that we're unable to really talk about right now.
All right, well
I'm
then,
telling you,
all right, then let's talk about, just so people know what to look forward to, let's talk about this last year and different things that are here, so that why we should come to the Historical
We had-
Society here, of course, other than the
we
given
had the
reasons.
Sea Captains exhibit, which basically was all of the sea captains of the village, not of the village, of the town. We have some Mad Jack Percival's personal belongings in a case in the back. We have a wonderful China exhibit. When I say China, I don't mean China from Chinese. I'm talking about China.
Porcelain,
Is
yeah.
that porcelain?
Came back in the China trade.
We have
Which
some,
you won't see anywhere else. I think that's what's so
that's right.
special and phenomenal here, that, as you say, how far back it goes and what actually is housed in this building.
We have so many of the fishing industry that Tony DiMartino, who was down in Barnstable Harbor, and the trap boat fishermen. We have a lot of the artifacts left over, as well as pictures of all of that bygone era of trap fishing in Barnstable. Right now there's a couple of trap fishermen that come from Chatham that do it off of Hyannis, but there's nothing left in Barnstable. We have a Sandy Neck cooperative with the Sturgis Library. Things that happen on Sandy Neck. There's a Lucille Moquin that has the history over there. I mean, that's all part of Barnstable.
Sure.
And so we've been trying to get Lucille to come and be one of our speakers. And there's more that will be posted on our website, and hopefully have some more of the artifacts here for people to browse.
Sure.
And we hope to bring things out and do a particularly
A road show, as it were.
Yeah.
Well, right. Yes, that's one of the things we are doing. We have some wonderful new committees, one of which is education and outreach. The fifth graders come here and go through the collection, through the house every June, and we now have a wonderful committee of former teachers and
Yeah, right.
who will be hoping to take things
Wonderful.
out. And then also we hope to do summer programs with children. We've never done that before. We do a cooperative fundraiser with the Sturgis Library, Autumn Fest. This is one of our single important fundraisers. So it's a building process also.
Sure.
Now having our own home, we can do a lot more.
That's right, and let's speak about that, because as you're both volunteers, you're president of the society, but it's all volunteers and out of that love and commitment. So that I imagine now in your new home and all these programs and everything you're looking for, that you might be interested in having some more volunteers
Absolutely.
and members. So let's let everyone know. Certainly, there's many ways, but why don't you give us the website, and that's how they can get in touch with you if they're
Right.
interested in volunteering.
Good.
So that would be info at, barnstablehistoricalsociety.org.
And then info at,
And info at barnstablehistory.org.
great.
And they can call. And we monitor the phone.
Great.
Facebook, all that information is on Facebook. But
Wonderful.
we'd certainly love to have some new volunteers, folks to learn about history and how exciting it is, and
Sure.
what makes Barnstable such a special place.
Absolutely, and it comes alive here. You might,
Yes.
the kids might,
Yes.
and adults, you hear about it, you know
Yeah,
about it,
yeah.
but this really brings it to life. So
does,
I thank you so much, and we look forward to, I promise I'll be back
Oh,
when we're
please
back
do.
up and running. But in the meantime, I wish you both wonderful, exciting things. Welcome in your new home. And I'm Melissa Chartrand, wishing you an artful day.